I'm really in Facebook jail now.
For real?
Yeah, man. Look, I posted this video. This old lady. She was talking about. I didn't delete. I don't know if I deleted it on my.
I'm live now.
Oh, okay.
I'm live already. We'll talk about it when you
said something.
Yeah. I said I don't think you know I hit that button already. Dang, you went there again. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of Real Spit Podcast with myself, Jarvis Jeffries, Lewis Walls. We're here. Real Spit is available wherever you get your podcast. Check us out. Subscribe, download. It's good stuff. It's deep stuff. It's a little disturbing to learn some of the things that we're giving you all. But, you know, these are things that we need to know. Everything in the dark must come to light. And that's what we're here to do. Every week on a weekly basis, Tuesdays, check us out. YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Jarvis Jeffries Sr., Facebook as well. Lewis Wiles, my co-host here. Again, we're available everywhere you get your podcast. This one won't be as long. We're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Today, it's the real meaning of Easter. I'm going to start recording here, and we're going to get this thing popping.
Get it. Turn the mic.
Mic. The mic on?
No, I'm saying turn it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's up with this one.
What's wrong? You can't hear that?
You don't? I don't hear no feedback.
I had it unplugged. I know that when I was typing, but let's see how I do when I hit it. Record. You want to vibrate over here?
Yeah.
Or silent? Yeah. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Real Spit Podcast with your host, Jarvis Jeffries, Lewis Walls. We're back with another episode, and today we're going to give you the real meaning of Easter. Lewis, how you feel, man?
I'm doing good. How about you, bro?
Man, I can't call it, man. I mean, another day, another podcast.
Yep, for sure.
I'm good, though. I'm good. So we're going to get it cracking here, man. Lewis is going to get this thing started. Again, Real Spit is available wherever you get your podcast. Tune in, check us out. Make sure you subscribe so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. It is another week. We're going to get it started, man. Easter. We're YouTube Live, not Facebook Live this week, but we're YouTube Live. For anybody that wants to check us out on there, we appreciate you tuning in. Lewis, let's get it started, man.
Man, the thing about Easter. Oh, and it just throws me back to my childhood days of Easter suits and Easter speeches, Easter baskets, and the crazy part about it, those are things that were done in church.
Yeah.
It had absolutely nothing to do with the church meaning of Easter.
Yeah.
And I just said that to say that the church meaning of Easter, I just got to flat out say some bullshit. It's a complete lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just another one of those brainwashing at its finest.
Yeah.
For some reason, people seem to think that there's going to be a savior to come here and save you. Save you from what? You know, they kill me with that.
Yeah.
You would hear mostly Christians or whatever, and you know, once they go through a certain thing, they say, I'm saved. Saved from what?
Yeah.
What are you saved from? You're not saved from nothing.
Right.
You know, the thing is, you need to be saved from that insanity that's been put in your brain, and that brainwashing and being bamboozled and hoodwinked. That's what you need to be saved from. You know, but the whole thing about Easter is basically the spring equinox. This whole thing about religion is sun worship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. uh, basically people worship the sun because without the sun, there is no life.
Mm-hmm. And again, you mean sun, S-U-N.
S-U-N.
Gotcha.
Not S-O-N.
Mm-hmm.
People get it confused,
Mm-hmm.
and which it was easy to do. But like I say, let's think about spring equinox. You got to go back a little bit to the winter solstice. And the winter solstice, what was it? The 23rd, no, the 22nd, 23rd. The sun set in the sky uh, at a lower angle. Then on the 24th, it began to rise, which is called a birth.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, once that winter is over, let's think about what happens during the winter. It gets extremely cold, depending on where you are, what part of the country, what part of the earth that you're living in. But winter, it gets cold. All vegetation starts to die or go dormant.
Mm-hmm.
Then once spring comes around, that's when everything is reborn or rebirth or an awakening coming from the dead, just like the fictional character Jesus Christ supposedly died on a cross, and so many days later he came back from the dead. No, my people, this story didn't have nothing to do with a man dying for your sins, hanging on a cross. It's simply the first day of spring. Plain and simple.
Wow.
If you take your religious book, the Bible, basically all it is a book of astrology. It's a book of astrology, sun worship, copied stories from other books. One of the main books is the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And I'm sorry, just the Bible is not it's a book of fiction. You know, it's
a book of fiction, a book where a lot of things were stolen from other books, before the Bible was even, done or whatever, however they done that. But yeah, and I mean, man, Lewis just made that so simple and quick and easy. But to think of all the things that we thought we knew as the truth, as far as the whole Easter thing, as you said, Easter eggs. We're going around the church hunting for eggs. We're in our Easter soup. We some people that didn't go to church all year long would show up for church on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, they show up.
They show up for these.
See them maybe Christmas and Easter.
Yeah, that's it. And they're eating the breakfast and all of that. They're there for all of that good stuff. And I mean, as fine as we were searching the truth of this, I mean, I'm just baffled, Lewis, on how so many times I would come across words that would say according to the Bible, or supposedly. Words like that already kind of tells me that even these people
some bullshit
are saying there's some BS in the Bible. Yeah, exactly.
And so speaks and says according to.
Yeah, I mean, you just say that's what happened. Jesus died on this day. 3 days later, he rose on this day. And there's so many different, everybody has their own different ways of saying, this is what happened with Jesus. This is what 2 days. Was it 3 days? Was it on Good Friday? Did he really resurrect on that Sunday? Just so many, everybody has so many different takes on what really happened. And Lewis just broke it down to you in 30 seconds on what it really is.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with that fictional character who never existed to start with.
Right.
It's basically about the changing of the seasons. And then a person might say, well, where does the Easter bunny and the Easter basket come in?
Yeah.
I'll tell you about, it's actually pronounced Easter, but it's spelled I-S-H-T-A-R, which looks like Ishtar. So right now, I'm going to pronounce it incorrectly as Ishtar. So I can go over this.
And again, they did switch a lot of languages, a lot of words and vocabulary, the dictionary, everything's been changed. Words have been changed so much. So that makes sense by you saying what you just said, Lou.
Yeah. Okay, so Easter was originally actually Ishtar,
Mhm.
was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. Her symbols, like the egg and the bunny, were and still are fertility and sex symbols. Or did you actually think the eggs and bunnies had anything to do with the resurrection?
Right.
After Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, Easter was changed to represent Jesus. But at its roots, Easter, which is how you pronounce Ishtar, is all about celebrating fertility and sex. Okay. Yet again, here's another holiday
Mhm.
that's about sex. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Sound like Christmas to me.
the past holiday that we just had that was about sex, which was Valentine's Day,
Mhm.
and that was about nothing but people getting drunk and having sex.
Pretty much.
Then go back to Christmas, which is nothing about sex, you know, getting Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people don't even know what that, break that word down. What does it mean?
Right.
It means to get drunk,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, so and I'm gonna still say Ishtar. Ishtar was a fertility god, and that's where you get the bunny rabbit and the eggs and all that.
Mhm.
It's just crazy how they take something and decide to change it to what they want to. And people look up Constantine, find out who he is, because he was the one that created the whole Jesus concept in the Council of Nicaea, and I believe either 324 or 325 AD.
Mhm.
AD, that's Anno Domini.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the time after Christ was here,
Yeah.
But Constantine, he was a motherfucker with himself. Like I say, he created the whole Christian religion, which is a spinoff from the Catholic religion.
Mhm.
And if we know anything about the Catholics, they gave us the English language, they gave us the Gregorian calendar, and they also have given us what we talked about with Rig Sports for as gematria, and that good 1,000 to easily 1,000 to 2,000 year old number system
Mhm.
that they use. But black people, hey, stop the bullshit. Stop being out here looking for easy. All it is, if you look at most holidays, the only thing about these holidays and what they are done to do is to boost the economy. Okay. Because what do for Christmas? You go buy Christmas presents,
That's right.
and that's bringing in revenue and, making money.
Mhm.
You turn around, New Year's, you celebrate. Oh, yeah. I'm glad I got to that because we celebrate New Year's in January. Well, that's not the original beginning of the new year. And I'm glad I've touched on that because when we switched to the Gregorian calendar, that's when 4 more months was added
Mhm.
to the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's when the new year went from being in March till January.
Yeah.
So, and if you think about it, the whole new year thing starts when you're able to plant crops, when things are able to grow.
Mhm.
How does a new year start when everything is dead?
Right.
It just doesn't make too much sense.
No. And the same thing as an actual day, because I mean, wasn't it like the day started as soon as the sun rose and then the day ended as soon as the sun set? Meaning that, we get the sunrise and the sun sets these days around 6 a.m.,
Mhm.
sunset 6, 7 p.m. That's supposed to be the end of the day, technically.
Yeah.
Technically, it's not really the day that it literally is right now. You know what I'm saying? Well, who knows what year we're really in? Who knows what month or day we're really in? Because as Lewis is explaining to everyone right now, we're not really on the right timing that they're saying, because even the Sabbath day was changed a few times as well. If I'm not mistaken.
They decided to change it from Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah.
When actually it means Saturday.
It means Saturday.
That's what the word means. And somebody decided, that they had the right to change what day you rest on.
Right.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
To decide when to change a date of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's sad, because I knew a lot of people that done that. Growing up, you would think that, okay, I guess this is the day. Everybody's at home. Nobody went to work today. Some people are watching football. Some people are just chilling, just relaxing. Mama didn't go to work. Everybody just chilling. No laundry, no nothing. Besides cooking a good hot meal, nobody done nothing on Sundays growing up from what I saw. And it was like, this is what everybody's thinking that, hey, man, this is the last day of the week. This is that. And technically we knew it wasn't. It was actually the first day of the week. And the calendar shows that, as well. So, I mean, if you think about all of that, though, it would tell you that, like today really isn't Tuesday, March 23rd. There's no telling what day it really is, because the sunset is supposed to be the end of that day, technically.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole thing with time, I think time only exists with us. Because you always hear, you hear somebody saying, here comes the end of the world.
Yeah.
I heard about the world ending when I was 5.
Yeah.
I heard about the world ending when I was 10.
Yeah.
When I was 20, 30, 35, 40. And now I guess the world is finna end with this corona bug or whatever.
Yeah.
And no, the world is not finna end. The world has been here millions of years.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can create to destroy the world. With all the technology, it's just not going to happen. We are not that powerful. Some people seem to think that we are, but we're not that powerful.
Right.
I think I can't even see destroying something that's greater than you. How can you destroy something that's greater than you? You can destroy something that's not as great as you, but you can't destroy something that's greater than you. This, if you want to call it a planet, landmass, whatever you want to call Earth, it has been here for millions of years. It has provided for millions of years, and it will continue to provide for millions of years. No matter what nuclear weapon they come up with, it's just not going to happen.
Right.
But yeah, the whole Easter thing, man, it's crazy, because here in a little bit, we're going to see people selling these garbage ass Easter baskets on the side of the street with a bunch of trash in it.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to knock anyone's hustle. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, I know people make money off of that, but I'm just going to tell the truth about it. It's bullshit. You're promoting bullshit. You selling bullshit, all about a bullshit day that's not even real. It has nothing to do with what people think it has to do with.
Yeah, that character.
Yeah. It's a fictional character.
Mm-hmm.
I see him just like Papa Smurf or somebody.
Right.
And
the reason for that is because, they're talking about Christ, and the Christians, the so-called Christians, I mean to say, who celebrate this day, this so-called holiday, that they're getting that word, really, really mixed up. Really, because Christ is Son.
Well, and
the Son, S-U-N, not S-O-N.
Exactly. It's that's not a man. It's S-U-N, the Son.
Yep.
People need to break that down and figure out what that is.
That's what throws everything off in this process here of everybody's thinking, their way of life, the way they live. This is what's throwing everything off. They think Christ is that character that Lewis has been talking about here, and it's not. It is the Son. Now, which is supposed to be the higher being anyway. And, and again, we believe in a higher being. If it's the Son, it is the Son. But there's these characters, this Jesus and this Christ, they have switched up everything. They have manipulated so many words, and that's just what it is. Lewis just told you what Easter Even though that's what we say now, Easter, Easter, and you just said something totally different. It starts with an I.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do.
Shtar,
right?
Which is pronounced Easter.
Uh-huh.
But she was a Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. That's why you have your children running around here with your little Easter egg hunt. You're doing stupid shit. You do stupid shit for Christmas for your kids. Then you turn around and do stupid ass shit for Easter for your kids. And the crazy part about it is you really don't even tell them the fake real meaning, and I say fake real meaning, referring to the religious stuff, which is fake meanings. But you always hear somebody say, man, we just gonna do it for the kids. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie for my kids. I'm not finna lie to them.
Right.
I told them from day one, I bought this shit. Ain't no fat man in no suit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? None of that. I bought this shit.
Yeah. Well, see, that interesting that you brought that up because I literally got into it with a lady. Well, it wasn't bad because I didn't take it there to that point. But a lady in a Walmart years ago approached me and she was just minding her business, but then she started to kind of, butt into our conversation. And I was telling my children, whatever you want, pick this, pick that. And, we were doing our Christmas shopping like right there, whatever you want to call it. And she was very disturbed by that. Like, oh my God, you're just letting them get their stuff now and you don't wait till Christmas and like that? I'm like, no, we don't really do that. I don't really do that anymore because this is once I understood the real meaning of what Christmas is and all of that. So I'm like, we don't do that anymore. And so who do they think gets them these things? They're getting it right now. They see me getting it. So, I mean, they don't believe Santa Claus. And hell no, I don't believe no Santa Claus. I told them years ago that Santa Claus is me. He really doesn't exist. But if you want to believe it, it's me. It's coming, what I'm saying? No big fat Caucasian dude in a red velvet suit is coming down anybody's chimney, especially in our neighborhood around, anytime after midnight. It just ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Getting cookies and we leaving milk for them. No, hell no, I'm doing this. She said that I was being very selfish. She said I'm a selfish human being to take away the kids, my children's, the fun. I had that moment as a child. You should let your children have it too. And I said, well, you know what? That's a moment that I wish I never had because I was being hoodwinked as well the whole time, thinking that. And it didn't sound right to me, but, I can remember as a little kid, my dad would be like, look, you just missed him. They're going to Santa in the sky. I could slap my dad right now for doing some dumb stuff like that. I mean, he was playing around, but it's like, I'm looking like, where did he go? And I go in the house and I think about it. I'm like, how can a fat dude hang in the air that long on a slate without hitting the ground? So science and things like that start coming to my mind. And I'm like, but in the end, I'm jumping off subject. I told the lady, look, hi, I'm selfish and you are, because she called me selfish. And I'm like, look, I can really give two fucks about what you think. These are my children. I pay the bills. I buy these things like I'm doing now, and I tell them what I want to tell them. I'm not coming to your house, slapping the milk out your glass, out your hand, or anything like that, telling you what to tell the kids. Or none of that. I'm not doing that. I'm not coming through slapping the Tonka truck out your son's hand, saying, "Hey man, dude right here bought this. She bought this." No, let me do me, and you do you. But the ignorance that I got out of that conversation, just for her to say that I'm a selfish man because I refused a lot of my children, that just really, really, really just had me like, whoa, wow.
Man, the only thing I could have said in this situation, and I'm sorry, it's explicit.
Yeah.
Bitch, fuck you.
I knew it was coming.
Who in the hell? Fuck you. Just flat out fuck you.
Right.
Don't say another damn word to me.
Yeah. Just a stranger again on a Walmart aisle.
It probably was a carrot.
Comments. Actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Normally it would be, but no, it was a sister and everything. And I'm like, man, if you don't take your dumb ass on somewhere. Yeah. But yeah. So this is the reason why, this episode was done. So if anybody walked up to you and told you that you were being selfish for getting your kids stuff and they see you're buying their Christmas gifts, man, the hell with them. It's all about you knowing the truth. And that's all that matters. If they don't, the hell with them. Let them think what they want to think. But yeah, it's not what you all think. Well, the people that may think this is not that character. they've been going on with. And again, if you listen to Slavery of the Bible, then you know this stuff starts to add up on why they made up these religions, these characters, and put a lot of fiction things in the Bible. It makes sense if you go back and listen to everything as to why they're doing what they're doing, why they did what they did. I mean, because look what it's done to all these stupid human beings, ignorant human beings like the lady that I just talked about. This is why. This is what they do it for, to keep them in the dark. And it's worked magnificently.
Man, one of the greatest brainwashings of all time is to get someone to believe in something that has never existed.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And to have you thinking that it's coming back to save you from something.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, it's just a huge mind fuck. That's the best way I can put that.
That was deep there, man. That really what that is too.
Yeah.
Somebody said a mind fuck.
Yeah.
But hey, you're right. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
And they be honest, they fucked mine for a long time too. That's why this stuff is so crazy when you start to learn the truth. It's like, dang. That's why I always say every week that sometimes learning these things is just as bad as not knowing these things, because it really does something to your brain. You have to feed your brain, but it just, you sit around for a minute and you just dwell on it, and once you let it marinate, you can't help but just think that, damn, it's a cold game out here.
Cold world.
Cold world.
Like I was talking about the holidays and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It really took me. It took me a while to get to the point to where I was like, you know what? I'm not celebrating any holidays. I'm not participating into their bullshit. And I don't know. It just got to the point I was like, hey, okay, I can do this now. And I don't celebrate any holidays. And people say, well, damn, you don't see your family on Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever? No. On Thanksgiving, what I do now, the family they get together, they do their things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't call it a turkey day or a Thanksgiving day. I call it a family fellowship day, because mostly anybody with a decent, well, I ain't gonna say decent job, but depending on what you work, you might be working on a railroad. That's a very good job. You might be at work, but those of us that are off work on those days,
mm-hmm.
it's easy for the family to get together. So I do spend time and go see my family. But don't ask me nothing about no Thanksgiving, because I'm not going to participate. Same thing on Xmas. I call it a family fellowship day.
Yeah.
I'm not buying no gifts for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not accepting any gifts.
Right.
The only thing I will celebrate is a birthday, because that was the day that person was born, meaning somebody in my family, friend, something like that.
Right, no doubt, no doubt.
So yeah, let's celebrate the day that you was born, your
mm-hmm.
born day.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get together, let's have some fun, do something special for you. But for the holidays, I just don't do it, because it's all bullshit. And the majority of these holidays were all created on the same day.
Yeah.
So that lets you know the whole agenda for each and every last one of these days is to put more money in the economy.
That's what it is.
Nothing wrong with putting money in the economy. We need money in the economy.
Yeah.
But don't give me no fake ass bullshit, made up ass holiday.
Right.
And
what's sad about it, what's so crazy about it, I don't know how people don't understand this. About 10 years ago, I just snapped out like on everybody, like tearing the Christmas tree down, get this shit out my house. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see that. We ain't putting no presents under the tree, ain't doing nothing. I just snapped out. And it was because of me learning some of the things that we're giving you all each week here at Real Spit. And I realized a while back that, January is New Year's. All right. February is Valentine's. March, they switch this stuff up every year just about, but March is pretty much Good Friday and Easter, I would say, or April. So one of those months, you finally skip a month, because I don't think there's nothing else in April. All right. So, but May, we get Mother's Day. June, we get Father's Day. July, we get that fake ass holiday. I hate this one the worst. Independence Day. on the 4th.
No independence for us. We were still slaves.
None so well, but that's why I don't do that one at all. The only reason why I celebrate around that day is because my daughter was born 2 days before the 4th of July. So that's what I'm celebrating, nothing else. And then after July, August, it's not a holiday in particular, but everybody's going back to school shopping with the back to school stuff, the backpacks and all the, that's in August. September, you got Labor Day. I don't have an issue with Labor Day. October, Halloween, November, Happy Hell Day. I mean, Thanksgiving. And then again, Xmas the very next month. So damn, I gave you like what did I skip? Like maybe 1 month, 2 months out the year where there was nothing. It's always something where you will do exactly what Lewis just said. Pour money back into the economy. That's just what it is. I want to read something real quick before we get out of here because really we're pretty much done with this. But Lewis, just tell me what you would think after I say what I'm about to say. Okay. From the beginning of time, there have been legends of resurrected gods, Adonis, Tammuz, Osiris, etc., whose stories became conflated with one another. Often these resurrections are associated with the moon, which is seen as being dark or hidden for 2 nights each month. As their myths, keyword that I think, myths, became incorporated into Roman Christianity, it would be natural to assume that Jesus had been in the tomb for 2 nights. It's even possible that some people promoted the idea that Jesus failed to meet his own prediction, thereby proving that he was not the promised Messiah. What does that give you? Like, just hearing that, what's your take on it? I mean, like, are these people confused? Are these people saying that some of the things that, as we have spoke on in that Bible,
they totally confused because they believe somebody named Jesus ever existed. Mm-hmm. So they totally confused from the jump.
Mm-hmm. So they lost you right there today.
It was like, oh,
right.
You think Jesus is real? It's over. But I did hear you out and listen to what you had to say, what you was reading. But they ass backwards, totally lost, bamboozled, hoodwinked. As some would say, lost his last year's Easter egg, needle in a haystack,
right.
Whatever you want to call it. They lost his hell. Yeah. Now to think about the moon not being illuminated for 2 nights. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's possible. Yeah, we look up and don't see the moon sometimes.
Yeah,
we look up and we see the moon sometimes in daylight.
Yeah,
supposedly the moon is a deficient sun because the moon actually produces its own light. It does not. They tried to tell the story that the moon gets its light from the sun. It saves that light in the daytime and then it shines at night.
The fuck?
Well, if that's the case, why is it shining white?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty much like a LED white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that right there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be some kind of yellowish or a color, some kind of color?
You would think. Yeah. Then why is it that you always only see? Is the moon just something that's round and just flat that we're looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Because you always, no matter where you are on the planet or landmass or whatever this is, when you look up at the moon, you always see the exact same thing.
Yep.
So if the moon is supposed to be round, you're telling me it looks the same on the other side? It looks the same no matter what.
Right.
So, but whoever those people were, they
I mean, I just thought that they are confused because, as the part where I said as their myths became incorporated into the Roman Christianity, it's almost like, it sounds like they're questioning some of it, but they are confused. But that was a whole theory about, Jesus, dying on the Friday and rising on a Sunday. And there's some out there that think that it was 3 days, and then, there's other research that shows it was only 2. So, but, either way, what we were here to tell you today, myself and Lewis Walls, is that, hey, it's not what they've been talking about this whole time. A religion made up Christians, worshiping these two holidays, the Good Friday and the Sunday, and that they're doing this about a character, and that's all it is. It's just a character that pretty much is fiction.
And the crazy part about it, I'm gonna give everybody some homework. We talk about this Jesus character that's supposed to be a Christian, but he was the king of the Jews, right?
Right.
But this is the homework. Look up and find out who Serapis is, especially if you consider yourself to be a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Find out who Serapis is, and you will find out that's who you are following and worshiping. What is the Christianity religion?
Mm-hmm.
Is a practice of worshiping Serapis.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it at that.
We're gonna leave it at that then. We're gonna leave it alone right there. Real Spit Podcast, the best podcast that you probably never heard. To anyone that hasn't heard it, share it with your friends, share it with your people, your family, and let them know to subscribe and download. We are available every week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and this has been good, man. I really liked it. I've had a few people, call me, give me a call, or reach out. I know you probably talked to a few people as well, and it just feels good to know when you're appreciated. A lot of good feedback we've been getting, and I just want to let everybody know that we appreciate it. We thank you for listening, and please keep coming back because, again, man, we got plenty more to come. We knew this one was going to be a pretty quick one here, which is always good.
Yeah, because it wasn't nothing to add to it. Once you get the truth, that's it. You try to elaborate a little bit and, get some insight on, different things. But just in a nutshell, Easter some bullshit. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money.
Right.
You're not celebrating anything that's real. It's just a day for you to waste some money and think that somebody died to save your sins, which nobody ain't dying for you but you.
Right.
And ain't nobody hung on no damn cross, even though the cross represents death, the ankh represents life. Remember that. Stop walking around here with death around your damn neck.
Yeah.
To somebody that's woke and to a conscious person, you look foolish.
Yeah.
You look damn foolish to me.
Yeah. And stop wearing the crosses too.
That's what I was saying.
You talking about the crosses?
But the people that wear the ankh, I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, do you know what it means?
Yeah.
It means and it represents life.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I see people, if they close enough for me to have a conversation with them, I ask them, what they mean. I act like I don't know nothing about it. The thing around your neck, what they mean.
Yeah. And
depending on what they say, I have a conversation with them. If they don't know what it mean and they come off kind of bullshit, I ain't gonna tell them nothing.
Right.
Just chunk up the deuce and keep it moving. But,
yeah.
Man, stop wearing these crucifixes around your neck. Think about it.
They use those crosses as spears back in the day. So we're talking about crosses going into people's chests. So why would you want that to sit on your chest?
And supposedly your fictional character, as the Mexicans would say, Jesus. Mm-hmm. That's what they hung Jesus on.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it represents death. Why you want to walk around with death around your neck?
Yeah.
It
is crazy. Think about that. Let it marinate for a minute, people. We'll be back next week. Before we go, I want to give a quick shout out to some of the good people in our audience that's been checking us out. Again, thanks to everyone who watches us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. But I want to give a special shout out to the good people out in Rosemont, California. We appreciate you. Manhattan, New York, Fort McMurray, Alberta. That's in Canada. Thank you. Louisville, Texas. Houston, Texas. Hogue, Ohio, I believe that's what that is. Centennial, Colorado. Maumelle, Arkansas. Columbus, Ohio. Atlanta, GA. Maumelle, Arkansas. Shout out to all of you, and especially Tullahoma, Tennessee. Stand up. Y'all always have been. Y'all been following me since the Great Debate Show. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you.
Wasn't there one more city in Canada?
There was another one in Canada as well. What did I tell you? I said Alberta.
I think it was two from Canada.
Yeah.
It was somebody from England.
The other one was Montreal.
Uh-huh.
Montreal as well. So Canada is definitely stepping up, coming to the Real Spit Show. Turkey as well. I forgot to mention that.
Wow.
Yeah. We got one from Turkey. We've got a few from the United Kingdom as well. So just want to say we appreciate you all outside
Really
the US as well. Hell yeah.
That's shocking.
For sure.
Just know that somebody on another part of the world is subscribe and click download to hear me say anything.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just touching. That's touching. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Real talk, for real. And we do appreciate it. That's real talk. And we give you the real spit. And we appreciate you coming. We hope you continue to come join us because we are going to reveal a whole lot of more things as the weeks come along, as we move forward here. Again, we appreciate it. Memphis, Tennessee, of course, Mississippi, Jacktown, Mississippi, that's Jackson. All of you, we appreciate you. Star City, Arkansas. Everybody that's been North Little Rock, San Antonio, man, the list goes on.
Anybody that take the time to subscribe and download, we appreciate you.
That's right. We really do.
You're the reason why we're doing this.
That's right, for sure. Well, that's all we got. We're going to get out of here. This has been Real Spit. We will be back next week with a brand new one. Thank you for listening, and y'all be safe out there.
Peace out.
All right, thank y'all for watching. We'll be back next week. Real Spit, available wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, download. Don't take but a second. Download, 2-3 seconds tops, and it's free. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I figure out something next week though.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming up with this shit, man. Well, I already kind of had this, but